Okay, I hope this works. Let's see. Okay, so obviously that was a great introduction. Thanks. Devon, is this going to work? We're good? Okay. So obviously this is me. I'm going to start out with a little fun quote here. It's a little silly, so just bear with me, okay? Do I go up or down here? Now, by the great Ronnie Coleman, the 8-time Mr. Olympia champion. Everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, but don't nobody want to lift no heavy ass weight. Now, why am I telling you that?
Because he consistently left them.
There it is, exactly. So everybody has a goal in their life, but everybody wants to make a lot of money or have some huge aspiration in their life, but not a lot of people want to lift the weight to get to that goal. So when I read that quote, I was like, that's a tune we all can dance to there. So got to lift the weight if you want to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. So, okay, about me. I graduated from Davenport University in 2020. I started working for Farm Bureau in 2020. It was my internship in college. I worked for a different agent. His name was Bob, and for about 3 years, and I opened my own agency in September of 2023. I previously was a personal trainer for a long, long time. I did a lot of roles in the gym, like front desk, cleaning stuff, which was not that fun, and then the personal training part too. And then I did automotive sales. Matt knows this. I sold him a car. Geez, that was like 10 years ago. I was just thinking about that yesterday. I know. Didn't even have a mustache then. You might have had hair then. So I did that for a while. And then it's just interesting to see how your life prepares you for the next thing. Like each job I had gave me a new skill to get to where I am now. And I never thought I'd be an insurance guy. I didn't even know what insurance was when that guy called me when I was in my house. He was like, "You want to be an insurance person for my internship?" I was like, "Sure." So here I am now. It's been fantastic. So more about me. Guys know I love to golf. I like to do fitness. I like sports. I like the Lions. I like to watch the Red Wings attempt. And then attempt to play sports that they suck at sometimes. But adventuring, travels kind of go hand in hand. And also I like to work. Wouldn't do it if I didn't like to do it. I don't know if I call that a hobby, but got to do it all the time. So here's some pictures of me. And there's 2 slides of pictures. One's kind of like adventure stuff, and there's kind of friend stuff on the next one. So there's my bud, Bentley, up there. He's a 6-year-old golden retriever. Good boy, very good boy. I got him as a puppy. You'll see a puppy picture of him in a minute. Wouldn't be a Kevin presentation without a Lord of the Rings reference, right? So I love Lord of the Rings. I've seen all the movies a ton of times. I've read all the books, all like the side books too. It's just insane. And you guys can judge me for this, but at night I'll have my laptop up and I'll listen to like the backstories of the characters on YouTube because people will post those and like the what if scenarios of like what would happen if Gandalf took the ring from Frodo when he was handing it to him, like what would happen. It's weird what people come up with, but it's a good bedtime story. You know what I mean? So there's me in Sedona, Arizona at Devil's Bridge. Down here is, I could probably point over here so I'm not in everybody's way. This is the golf outing that we do for my church camp every year. I sponsor a hole. I try to every year. There's my Uncle Scott, my cousin Jeff. So we always take a picture by the sign. My dad should be there too, but he's taking the picture. So right there is me in Las Vegas at Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum. I think I talked about this in my last presentation, but I don't know if you know who Zach Bagans is, but he's in this show called Ghost Adventures, which is on Travel Channel and now it's on Discovery Plus. He goes around with his buddies and investigates haunted locations around the world. And he's got this museum in Vegas where he takes like these artifacts like that I don't know if he takes them from each like location they do an episode on, but like he's got thousands of items in there that are supposedly haunted. I'm not sure about the haunted part of it, but like the history is all really, really cool. Like he's got like Charles Manson stuff in there and like a lot of serial killer stuff, which is kind of weird, but like haunted dolls, all that stuff. It's really, really cool. I know it sounds weird with the paranormal stuff, but it's really cool, I promise. If you ever go to Vegas, you should check it out. There's me and my dad at Big Sky, Montana, snowboarding. Got another picture of that here in a second, but there's my family here. There's my sister Katie, my brother-in-law Joel, my dad, my mom, me, my nephew Luke, my sister-in-law Ashley, and my brother Kyle. So this is at the top of that mountain from the previous slide there. That's like 12,000 feet-ish. They have this whole patio thing up there you can stand and take a picture of. These random Argentinian guys took that picture. Didn't even speak English, but they took a picture. That was cool. Just some friend stuff. That's Angela and me and Melissa and what's her name? Andy at her birthday in November, at Angela's birthday. And then this is at Orange Theory. Every time you do like a milestone class, like 100 or 250 or whatever, you get a sign, you put your name on it. and they post it on Instagram. There's me and my bud again. This is like the week I got him. As you can see, he's very cute, but he was also a little nightmare because he's a puppy. I never had a puppy before, and I was in an apartment on the 5th floor. Not ideal for potty training, I'll tell you that. It's not fun, especially at 3 a.m. So these pictures were taken a couple weeks ago when I was in Arizona. This is at the baseball game. The Tigers played the Diamondbacks, and so we went to the Diamondbacks game, and unfortunately, Tigers lost. But I got roasted because they opened the roof at Chase Field, and if you can kind of see, my head is very red there. And then this is the gym my friend Caleb goes to, and Kaylee, I guess. But it's like a CrossFit gym, brutal workouts. I try and go every year. I know what to expect, and I still go. It's terrible. So and there's my dad and I playing golf at Kent, where we often play. So about insurance stuff. Why Farm Bureau? Farm Bureau is a small-ish company. It's not like a big national one like State Farm or Progressive or whatever. So it's got the small business feel. They have a huge emphasis on customer relationships. They would really love for all the agents to sing Kumbaya with all their customers and every week and be besties and stuff. But I also have a lot of personal relationship with adjusters, underwriters, and upper management. Like, for example, if I went to one of the big meetings they have every year and like Nick, the director of sales, if I raised my hand, he'd be like, yeah, Kevin. And there's like 400 agents and they still know who I am just based on me raising my hand and being up front. So I think that's really cool. There's competitive rates at Farm Bureau sometimes. And then they have great agents. It's not just me, it's a lot of people that work for Farm Bureau that I really admire and really respect. So, okay, so now what exactly do I do? I know I've talked about me, but what do I do for work here? I know you guys know I do insurance, but I do home, auto, commercial, and I also do life insurance too. So what I do with those is I advise people on correct coverages and what you should have or shouldn't have, or how things should be covered in what ways. I know I talk about this all the time, having correct coverages and reviewing them, right guys? Reviewing them all the time. And then I try and educate as best I can on what coverage is, what it does, and why it's so important to have it. Like if you have like all kinds of toys, boats and stuff, you probably should have an umbrella. Like if you don't have an umbrella and you have even if you have like a pool, you should have an umbrella in case somebody drowns, whatever. Don't need to get into that, but all that stuff. So it's really important to review, as I always say, your coverages and make sure you have the correct ones. Okay, so I operate my business, this is my last slide here, on 5 core values. Integrity, honesty, accountability, consistency, look at that, I didn't even plan that, and respect. So I'll break each one of them down. Integrity, obviously we all kind of know what that is, doing the right thing when nobody's watching. You know, I've seen plenty of agents do sketchy things, not me, when they need to get something done at the end of the year, whatever, hit their number to get their bonus, whatever it could be. I don't try to do that, that's bad. So honesty kind of goes along with integrity, just being honest with people. If they don't need something, don't try and sell it to them. Because, you know, I'm in sales. You know, you got to make money somehow, but doesn't do you any good to lie to someone because they're going to find out. You're always going to get bit. With those two, if you lie and do something wrong, you're going to get bit every time. Accountability, you know, at the end of the day, my name is on the board. My name is on the business card. My name's on the business. So if I mess up, just put the hand up, take accountability, and make it right best I can. Consistency, I know we talked about this a lot today. It's actually really great that consistency is one of them, but just being consistent in customer service related things. Like if someone, like obviously we're gonna be best friends if, you know, I'm saving you thousands of dollars on your insurance, but you know, having that same energy when they call you when I'm on vacation or I'm somewhere else where I can't really answer, having the same energy with a customer is really important so that you know that they're still cared about, and trying to reply timely every time as well. I know I'm a fast replier, if many of you guys know, but just being consistent in all those things is really great. And then respect, that kind of just goes with respecting everybody, respecting what they want, respecting their wishes, respecting if they say no, or if they say yes, you know, all these things, if they're whatever, just respecting everybody and making sure that you're a good person and doing what's best for them and not necessarily what's best for you all the time. So that's really all I have. Questions?
Can insurance change your policy anytime or only when you renew?
What do you mean?
Like, can you update your policy?
Like, do we update it without telling you?
Yeah.
No. I mean,
Not without telling you, I'm saying, can you update it, change the policy, and then just send like a letter in the mail?
are you asking like, you want to change your policy and you send me a letter to change the policy?
No, I'm saying if my insurance
Sorry.
provider is changing my homeowner's policy, when it's due for renewal, when I always get the packets from insurance in the mail that I just throw in the trash.
Okay.
Can they put on there that they're changing something on my policy when it's time for renewal?
Yes, legally they have to send you a letter that something has changed. Yes, depending on what it is. If they can't just remove stuff or add stuff willy-nilly. Yeah.
All they have to do is send a letter is what I'm asking.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. They have to. That's why they send so much mail if anytime there's a change. They love cutting down trees.
Do you find policies outside of Farm Bureau, or are you capped into only Farm Bureau policies?
Depends on what it is. If like I can write Progressive or National General or Bristol West for autos and stuff, but if it's like a business, I have a group called FE Partner Group, where if something like, for example, like portable storage, Farm Bureau doesn't really have an appetite for that. So I would have to send it to Partner Group for J.M. Wilson or Travelers or whoever you might have. I forget who you have, Travelers? Something, but some other company like that would be able to do it because Farm Bureau doesn't have a huge appetite for it. Yes, the Hartford, yes. So we work with them too. So any business that Farm Bureau wouldn't have an appetite for, that they wouldn't write on Farm Bureau paper, they would write on FB Partner Group. I just had that with a lawn care business that was not being non-renewed. I had to fill like 20 forms. Sucks. So, any other questions?
One more. Is Farm Bureau ACV only in Michigan on roofs?
No. Depends on the age of the roof.
What's the age?
If you get a larger percentage of replacement costs, luckily we just talked about this like 2 days ago. If it's like 3 years old or newer. So if it's like a brand new roof, you'll get replacement costs. But as they get older, the percentage of replacement goes down. The minimum they'll give you, minimum depreciation is like 25%. So they would pay 25% of the roof and you'd have to pay the 75. So that's been a big topic of debate for Michigan with roofs and stuff like that. Because people think, oh, my shingle blew off and it's a 25-year-old roof. Insurance company, hello, I need a new roof, thanks. No, it's not how it works anymore. Used to, but yeah.
Is that a live recording?
Yes, it was.